Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I've got your gameplay from what I consider to be one of the absolute best vehicles to come in the Leviathan's major update. That is the C-3604. This is a currently Rank 2 battle rating 2.7 strike aircraft in the German air tech tree, though of course flies under the Swiss flag. And as you can see here, it is in the same tech tree, or the same line rather, as the HE-51, HE-112BO, so on and so forth. So this thing is a strike aircraft. It is pretty damn gnarly, and at 2.7 BR, it has 5.61 kilograms per second of burst mass, which is absolutely insane. I mean, think about this, right? You have three 20mm cannons. Right here, you have two in the wings. You have the 20mm FFKHS 45s, and in the interior here, in the engine, you have the FMKHS 45. Now, this is more of a drum magazine, whereas this is, of course, belt-fed. That's pretty much the difference there. And then, even further out in the wings, you also have your LMG. So you're pretty much making sure that the enemy is getting hit by some fire one way or the other. And then, of course, you also have defensive fire here in the back, but it's only 7.5 millimeters, so not really all too much. And then you also have, of course, your secondary weapons in the form of 50 kilogram bombs, 200 kilogram bombs, which, by the way, these have a large amount of TNT equivalent relative to the size of the bomb, so they should be quite effective. And then, of course, you also have your 8cm FLZ Rocket Ehrlichen rockets, if I'm not mistaken. Not really entirely sure exactly how you say that, but these are heat warheads with up to 300 millimeters of armor pen. So at 2.7 BR, this thing is pretty gnarly, and its stats really aren't too bad either. So as I said, let's get into a few matches here. I'm going to play Air RB first, and then maybe we can do some CAS, see how that functions. But I am stoked. I love this thing. That said, let's get into it. So here we are with the C-3604, and it's not a very fast aircraft. In fact, I would say it's kind of on the slow side, even at this BR. But it gets an air spawn, and its rate of climb really isn't all that bad, at least when you're laying on the WEP. So I'm going to get to within, I don't know, about 0.8 or so. Oh, perfect, perfect. That's what I like to see. Now, basically, this can act like an impromptu interceptor, which is just so nice at this BR. Ooh, those shells are going to rip him up. Don't have to worry about taking too much damage, and we have ourselves severe damage. Perfect. Now we have an A-36, I think, behind me, as well as a P-39 down here. So as you can see, even though using up a decent amount of ammunition, didn't really do all that much. Didn't really take up all that much ammo, despite the fact that I shot what felt like a pretty decent amount of shots. But now that we kind of already took out the bomber, we're going to go for some fighters here. And the thing is, this thing is one of the best, at least in my opinion, in my relatively short time playing it. This is easily one of the best head-on aircraft at this BR. It's just wonderful. And also, it takes a lot of damage before it dies. As you see, I just ripped his wing off. Just trying to get a little bit more energy before I go in for this P-40. He's going to dive in on me, and that extra energy was definitely a good idea. But I don't have really all that much in order to sustain this fight. But we're going to keep on going here. Looks like he's trying to turn a little bit. Not entirely sure what this guy's doing. But I now have the edge on him. And also, that's another thing. The handling on this thing, like the roll rate and all that, not bad. All we need is a good hit on him. And that should be able to slow him down quite a bit. Put on those flaps. Got a hit. Nothing all too crazy. I am running out of cannon ammo, unfortunately. See if we can take him out with my LMGs. Got the severe damage and the kill with my LMGs. Not too bad. And again, I mean, this thing, it's just such a nice aircraft because it has decent maneuverability. I mean, it's not like absurdly good, but all things considered, considering, you know, it's a strike aircraft, considering its relative size, and also the fact that it's got the twin, twin rudder tail, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not the greatest when it comes to terminology for aircraft. This thing is actually pretty good. I mean, it's a little bit weird with the yaw sometimes trying to aim, but not all that bad. And then, of course, you have plenty of ammunition, and even when your main shells run out, guess what? You have your LMGs, and now I've got 3 kills, and also, I took a lot of damage during that, and my engine is still, what, not even damaged, if I'm not mistaken? Well, technically it's not damaged. If you look here on the bottom, it's not damaged. But that being said, let's get into another match, see what we could do, unless somehow this match drags on and I get a few more kills. We're going to jump into the next match and do a little bit more. But again, I mean, this thing is just, it'll kill the enemy and get you home. So, just because I am curious about this, I've got 8 of the 50-kilogram spring bomber equipped, and I'm going to see if we can destroy a base with this. Maybe a little bit more, but I'm going to drop 4 at first and then see how much damage that does, just so you guys can see. And then we kind of go from there. Oh, I'm dropping 5, I guess. I didn't realize, but these drop individually, which is nice. Oh, and 5 is actually the magic amount that you need to destroy a base. That's really nice. So you can actually destroy about 1.5 bases with this on most maps. That's quite good. I think this has, what, 8,800 estimated damage? Not bad. So that said, I guess now we're getting into the next match, but pretty good. So we have ourselves a bow fighter here. Probably not the best plane to head on with, but I'll do it anyways because I can be a fool. Oh, and we have ourselves the kill. Like I said, if you can get yourself a good burst and probably, you know, aim for their pilot, this thing is possibly one of the best head-on aircraft at and around this BR. And I'm not just saying that because there's some novelty to this aircraft. I mean it. It's got a powerful armament that's mostly concentrated here near the middle, but it's also spread out enough where it can allow for some level of wiggle room, so to speak. So it's quite good in many ways. So probably not going to be able to catch up to this MiG-3, but that's not a big deal. Don't want to jump down to that pit, so to speak, because that would, even though this plane again can take some hits, not a good idea. Okay, this MiG-3 is threatening me a little. Oh man! Ooh! Snipe! That should be a kill, not even a hit. Okay. I'm singing a lot here. And we have ourselves a kill there. So we have ourselves 2 kills. Don't think I'm going to die here quite yet. I'm going to dive down. Hopefully this guy gets kind of caught up. Should be able to get away. And now we're going to go ahead and use our secondary, our defensive armament here. Maybe not. Turn a little bit. I'm still alive, by the way. And my tail surface, despite showing as being completely annihilated down here, it still says, it's still working for the most part. Yeah, my plane isn't flying as fast as it was. Probably due to the, when your plane gets shot up in this game, your aerodynamics are a bit worse, which contributes to a lower speed. But still, this thing takes damage. Oh, and we have ourselves the snipe from a, well, not really a snipe. I fired a good amount of bullets at him. But not bad. We have ourselves 3 kills, and I set that MiG on fire before, but he didn't die. That might be the MiG over there. So maybe I can get an assist from him. But not bad. This thing took a ton of damage. And yeah, I know, 3 kills, against low BR, or low-level players, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, these are just my first 2 matches with this thing after fully spading it. Right? Just 2 random matches I got. I had a match before where I had 5 or 6 kills. I think 5 kills and an assist it was. It's that's not uncommon for this thing. I could see the C-3604 getting a BR increase very soon. It is just absolutely potent for air battles. And also, look at this skin. I know we're kind of at twilight or dusk or whatever the hell it is, but look how beautiful this is. It just looks mean. Okay, this guy's going to go in for a head-on. I'm going to try to dive a little bit, gain some speed, lull him into a decent enough head-on, and we have ourselves the kill. I'm still flying. Nope, No, I'm not really flying anymore. But you know what? We have ourselves 4 kills, despite the fact that I was dying there. So, just kind of some quick-ish thoughts here on the C-3604. I love it. I absolutely love this thing. As I said before, I strongly predict we're going to see ourselves a BR increase, possibly a durability decrease from this thing in the near future. I'm not entirely sure why it's as strong as it is at its BR. I mean, I know why it is, but I'm not sure, rather, why Gaijin would have done this. In spite of my, really bad aiming right there. Not too bad, though. We have ourselves a kill, and then we're going to go for the SB-2C, if I can help it. We have ourselves some enemy aircraft up there. Not too big of a deal. So long as this guy does not get a beat on me, I should be fine. And severe damage once again. But we're going to actually try to take him down because I don't think he's actually severely damaged. And there we go. That should end up with the kill. So this thing, in general, is just phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal at 2.7 BR. It's got good maneuverability, not fantastic. I was going to say fantastic. I was going to say fantastic and amazing survivability. I mean, just out of this world relative to BR. And it's also got a potent, an absolutely devastating armament. And so, yeah, while it is slow, and I'm going to probably die here somewhat on purpose, I'm not going to run away from this like I should. While it is slow, it makes up for it. And then some. If you use this thing, if you're not kind of throwing yourself at a group of enemies like I am here, it can dominate. Let's see. This guy isn't even paying attention. Okay, perfect. But we do have this F-40 here. Maybe I can get myself a beat on him. Yes, I can. Ooh, smart guy. We're going to dive down here. I need more energy. Like I said, I'm trying to finish up the air portion of this quickly. But also, we got ourselves an extra kill right there. 2 really quick kills against strike aircraft, which is just awesome. But yeah, this is what happens, by the way, if you do end up going against a bunch of fighters, they will kill you. There's no doubt about that. But we can at least try to get some sort of something against this guy. Maybe even hop into the defensive firing position. Maybe this can work. I doubt it because these are LMGs after all. But, okay. That's not going to work. My plane is suffering, so I'm going to probably crash in a few seconds. It's once they actually do manage to hit and damage your engine, you're dead. So I think I'm going to die here. Let's see. Every time I kind of switch into this mode, I kind of get closer to the ground because the plane doesn't want to fly itself. But that said, let's just kind of go into CAS real quick. 3 really quick kills right there. Like I said, this thing is phenomenal. I could see it getting both up-tiered and also nerfed at the same time because of how good this thing is. My KD with it right now I think is around 5-1. Phenomenal. So I decided to equip the 2 larger bombs rather than the 8 50-kilogram bombs because even though this is, of course, low BR, you're still not really guaranteed a kill with those lower caliber bombs, the lower size bombs. So I feel like these are probably the slightly better option. But we also have pretty decent armor pen here. So I'm going to go ahead and fire a little bit on him. Oof, look at that. We have ourselves some damage on him. He can no longer move. That nice maneuverability. We're going to go ahead and pull up here, put those combat flaps on, scout out for some more enemies. Probably going to drop a bomb on this guy if I can help it. I think it drops, what, left, right? So that should be a kill, barring some screw-up. And probably could have actually gunned him down. That was a Chiha long gun. I noticed when I was looking at him, but because of the camo, it almost kind of looked like a solid mass. But this guy is totally not paying attention to me, which is a bit of a mistake on his part. Still didn't die, though. Oh, and there we go. We have ourselves... Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and drop my second bomb and see if this guy can die, who is trying to kill me. Let's see. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, we have ourselves some damage on him. He took some flap damage. And shooting him up, and he got me. But you know what? Could be worse. I did decently enough in a really, really quick period of time. And I mean, realistically speaking, the entire point of this gameplay, like, I'm not out here trying to, seal club, so to speak, against lower BR players. I'm just here to show off what I consider to be one of the most fun aircraft at this BR, and I feel like I hopefully did that and also kind of win over some of its strengths, some of its weaknesses. But yeah, it is an absolute beast. So that said, thanks so much for watching. If you don't mind, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But either way, thanks again, and I'll see you all on the other side. Kind of weird to end this on a Stuka, but here we are. Take care, everyone.